I'm pleased to say I'm joined by one of the new tour card holders for 2023, Gian van Veen. Thanks for the time, Gian. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me again. So, yeah, how are you?
Doing good, thank you, and great to have you back on. We last had you on the show in September during what was a breakthrough 2022 for you. You said back then that you were living the dream. Fast forward to May 2023, you're now on the tour, you've got your tour card. I'm guessing you're still living the dream, right?
Yeah, for sure. Really living the dream, really enjoying my time on the Pro Tour. Having some deep runs, playing some good games. So, yeah, really enjoying it.
We'll come on to some of those deep runs in a moment, but before we get on to this year, let's finish up looking back at that breakthrough 2022 and a run to the final of Players Championship 29. And before that event, I think you tweeted it was the first time that you were using your new Red Dragon prototype darts. Had you made a lot of changes to your darts, or was it only slight tweaks with the new ones?
No, we're slight tweaks. I played with the Rob Cross Target darts, 21 grams, and I received my own darts on the Monday. And it was exactly the same dart, only some more micro grip at the front, which I requested. So, and I received them on the Monday, as I said, and I played. The first tournament I played with them was the Pro Tour on the Friday, so it's like 4 or 5 days later, and I made the final. So I told Red Dragon immediately, these darts are quite okay. I like to play with them. So that went really well as a first tournament with the new darts.
Definitely did. Well, a couple of weeks earlier you made the quarterfinals on the Pro Tour, but this run you break new ground. A 109 average earlier in the day, you passed three figures for the average to beat Willie O'Connor in the quarterfinals. You do it again to beat Dave Chisnell in the semi-finals. What's going through your head in that short break before you go to play the final?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, especially when I played Chisnell in the semis. I got 6-3 up, and in my head it was like, what am I doing today? What's happening? You're just there to add up the numbers normally when you don't have a tour card. So that was really weird. And when I won that game, the venue was empty, and it was quite weird to still be in the race for the title and playing a phenomenal player and Gavin Price in the final. So quite a new experience, but I really enjoyed that day.
Yeah, up against one of the best players in the world in Gerwin Price. He comes out on top in that one. But for you, how much confidence did you take from a run like that, especially as you mentioned there, without a tour card at the time?
Yeah, very much. I took very much confidence from that day. I even got into one of the qualifying spots not really, but eventually in one of the qualifying spots for the Player Championship finals. So that was a great experience as well. And just to have a day like that with the full-time pros was really great.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You got that late call up to play the Players' Championship finals, and then there's a break for you in terms of PDC competition before you go to Q School. But I'm sure you were busy playing other events, staying sharp during that time. But how are you feeling going into Q School this year? Because I'm sure you saw a lot of people were tipping you to win a card. Did that bring any added pressure, or were you able to blank all that out?
Yes, it did, of course, when everyone makes their list like they always do for the Q School, and everyone puts you as one of the maybe the first or maybe the second name to put you down as a guarantee to get a tour card. You just have to do it, and it's easier said than done. So of course that adds pressure, because when you don't make it, everyone's like, oh, what happened? But no, I think I handled it quite well. Of course, I got the tour card in the end, and it doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it. If you finish first, or you win the first day, or if you finish like last, the 10th place or 9th, as I did on the ranking, it doesn't matter. As long as you get that tour card, the job is done, and then the real work starts. So yeah, it was some more added pressure, but really happy to get that tour card eventually.
And just looking back on Q School that final day, as you mentioned, you finished up 9th on the final European Order of Merit. The top 10 all got tour cards in the end. What was that final day like for you in the moment when you found out that you had done enough and you did have a tour card?
Yeah, it was a stressful day. I think I was 8th, maybe 9th, going into that final day. So I knew I had to take some points to win at least 2 or 3 matches to guarantee myself that tour card. And luckily I did. I played, I don't even remember. I think I played Jesus Noguera first game, then Benjamin Prattnamer as well. So I played some quality players as well. But I knew I had to beat them to still be in the race for the tour card. And when I looked at darts rankings during the tournament, and I saw my name pop up in dark green to say that I was sure of a tour card, yeah, it was just amazing. There was an amazing feeling, and it was amazing experience to get that tour card at Q School.
Good times, and we always enjoy Q School. The players that come through to get their tour cards is usually a mix of players that have already been on the tour, players that have never played on the Pro Tour before. But for yourself, you had a fair bit of experience playing on the tour last year without that tour card. Did it feel any different those first few weekends this year now that you did have a tour card, or did you feel quite prepared for it given you had those tournaments last year?
Well, it was quite of a mix because, of course, I played last year, so I knew what to expect and I knew what was coming, and I knew every player that I had to come up against, of course, so that helps. But it's weird because last year it was like, yeah, if you win, everything's a bonus. But now you're here. You're one of the top 1-8 players in the world. You want to show everyone what you're capable of, not just as a Challenge Tours player, but also when you're a pro. So I felt some extra pressure, but right now, after a couple of weekends, you get used to it, and you don't really feel that pressure anymore. But especially the first weekend, I was like, yeah, and last time you made the final, now show everyone what you can do. So that was different, but I think I'll adapted it well now, and everything's going fine.
Yeah, it looks like you have. Looking at your results on the Pro Tour this year, you've already made 3 quarterfinals on the floor. You've claimed some scalps on the way as well. Is there any wins or tournaments in particular that you're most proud of how you've played this year?
Yeah, as you said, I made 3 quarterfinals. I played. I think I lost in good games as well. In the tournaments that I didn't make the quarterfinals or didn't have a deep run. So I think I'm quite happy with overall performance. Not really one tournament that stands out or one particular game. Not really. Just happy with my performance overall of all the tournaments.
Well, we do have to mention one of those quarterfinals in particular. When we last had you on the show, you mentioned that your idol was Gary Anderson. You got to play him in one of those quarterfinals. What was that experience like going up against him?
Yeah, it was good. I already played him like 1 or 2 weeks before in the second round. And I lost to him 6-5 back then, so I wanted to get my revenge, but I missed, I think it was 6 or 7 darts in the first leg, and then Gary got the afterburners on, and before I knew it, I was 5-0 down, so that was quite a disaster going in that game. But it's great to play one of your heroes when you were growing up, and to give those guys a good game is what you want, and maybe even beat them. But that didn't work out that game. But I think I'll probably have another shot this year, maybe next year, and see what we can do against him.
Yeah, I'm sure that time will come. And off the board, when we last spoke, you said you were about to go into your final year with school. It was going to be a busy year for you as well. We're coming towards the end of that year now, I guess, school year. What's it been like juggling the darts and school these last 8 months?
It's been difficult. It's been tough, when I have to play at the Pro Tour on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on the Euro Tour qualifiers, I have my go to college normally 5 days during the week, but I get the Monday off when I have to play the Euro Tour qualifiers. I'll travel back Tuesday morning and straight from the airport back to college, and then be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then Friday from college straight to the airport again to go play on the Pro Tour when I have to. So it's been tough, but it's all worth it, and when it's going well, you don't hear me complain. So, but yeah, 2 more months and then school should be done, so looking forward to that as well.
So when school does come to an end for you in a couple of months, have you made any plans for after that? Are you looking at work, or are you going to focus solely on the darts? It's
going to be, I think, a bit of both. I'm not going to go full-time work, because I don't want to miss any dart tournaments because I have to work. So while I got that Pro Tour card status, so but I don't think it's going to be full-time darts as well. I think you need some regularity with work or something like on the side as well. So I think it's going to be a mix.
That's fair enough. Well, we've got to talk about the weekend just gone as well. 4 tournaments for you in 2 different countries, starting with the Euro Tour, a bit closer to home for you in the Netherlands. What was that experience like, playing in front of a home crowd first of all on Friday night?
Yeah, it was amazing. I was happy that I got to play in the evening, because a lot of more fans were in the crowd, of course, and it's special to play in front of your home crowd with the people shouting out your name and singing some songs with your name in it. To hear that on the stage was the first time for me, so that was quite special. But of course, the result was a bit disappointing. I had my shot to win the game against Clemens, but I didn't take it, and he took it. So fair enough for him. But no, I was really proud to be on that stage last weekend.
As you say, the result didn't go your way. It was a very close game with Gabriel Clemens going to that decider, and then it was on to the development tour here in England the next day. And as your manager put it, it was plan B for you on the Saturday. I think you tweeted you had 2 hours sleep on the Friday night with all the travelling, so you must really love playing darts.
Well, yes. Yes, I do. But we said before, if I... worst case scenario, I lose, I'll be going to the development tour, because of course I already got that tour card, so that doesn't really matter for the tour, for the development tour. But still, 2 World Championship spots are available on the development tour, 1 Grand Slam spot, and so I wanted to give it my all, and that I can't say at the end of the year that, I wish I would have gone to that tournament, because now I missed the World Championship on a couple of rounds, a couple of games. So I wanted to give it all for the World Championship, and I'm happy that I did. And at the end, it was all worth it.
Yeah, it turned out very well. And as you said, I think on Twitter as well, it might be tight time-wise for you to make that first event on the Saturday. And
yes.
Your first game was just after 10:30 in the morning here in England as well. So you were flying over Saturday morning. Just talk us through how you managed to make it for that first event.
Yeah, well, I got back at the hotel on the Friday evening around 11 or 12 o'clock. And the alarm went at, I think it was 2:15 to go to the airport, because I had a flight to catch at 7 a.m. to Birmingham. But the tournament was in Wigan, so normally you fly to Manchester or Liverpool, because that's way closer. But there were no early flights to that airport, so we had to go to Birmingham. And we arrived at 7:30, but the registration for the development tour closes at 9:30. So we had 2 hours, and it's around 1 hour 45 minutes drive from Birmingham to Wigan. So we had 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to spare, but of course I had to pick up my luggage, get out of the plane, and customs and everything. So it was quite tight, but my manager was there to pick me up in Birmingham, and luckily my luggage went smooth, everything went smooth at the airport. So I arrived at, I think it was 9:20, so I had 10 minutes to spare for registration closes. And 1 hour later I was at the board and playing my first game, so it was tight, but luckily it worked out in the end.
Yeah, no, it definitely did, and that's impressive to make it for that. And that first event of the day, you go all the way, win the title as well. And given what you just said there, that the preparation beforehand, all the travelling, is that title the one you're most proud of in the PDC?
Yeah, I think so. I played good games in that tournament as well. Didn't lose too many legs, I saw later, but especially with that preparation, as you said, it was tough. But really happy with my performance that day, and really proud of that title.
And the weekend ended up going even better as well. The last event on the Sunday, you win that title as well, a 113 average in the semi-finals. Apart from feeling probably a little bit tired, what else were you feeling as you travelled home?
Proud, especially with all the trouble I went through travelling, and well, not really trouble, with just all the effort I had to put in to get there, to make it on time. And not only the effort I put in, but my girlfriend as well, she was there with me, and my manager to pick me up at the airport and drive for like 5 hours from his place to the airport to Wigan, and to drop me off at the airport back home, and going home as well. So he put in a lot of effort for me, so I'm really grateful for that. But I was just happy that it was all worth it, and it wasn't for nothing. So yeah, I was really proud to be when I was back in the plane back home last Sunday.
And as you mentioned as well, you've got the World Championship spots to play for in the development tour, the Grand Slam for the player who finishes top, and you're just £450 behind Luke Littler now, who had that incredible first weekend. But just want to finish off back to the main tour really, and for you this first year on the tour, what are the goals for the rest of the year? How are you approaching it? Is it Ali Pali, is that the main goal, or are you going to just take it as you find in this first year?
Well, yes, I'm going to take it as it comes, of course, but to be at Ali Pali at the end of the year is the main goal. If I make Ali Pali and the Player Championship finals as well, that's a goal as well. If I make those 2 tournaments, then the first year is a success, no matter what. That is the main goal, and yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the tournaments. I got 2 Euro Tours coming up as well that I qualified for, and 3 more qualifiers. Hopefully pick up 1 Euro Tour more, and then hopefully win some games on the Euro Tour stage to have a good run in the Euro Tour, to show everyone you could do on the stage. And but yeah, as you said, the main goal is to make Ali Pali this year.
Well, Gian, good luck with those goals for the rest of the year. Congratulations on the weekend you just had with the titles, and wish you all the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.